What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you of how to make a point and click game in Scratch. So yeah, let's get started with today's video. So first things first, you need to make a sprite called cursor. Uh, this I'm showing you because I already did it, but my recorder crashed, and so that's why I had to do it again. So I'm just going to show you what I did. So I first made four costumes. One is front, one is right, one is left, one is back. So it's just return. So it'll make like an arrow. So as you know, point and click, you need to go right, left with your mouse, not with keyboard, or not with WASD or arrow keys. So let's just get started with today's video, and I'm gonna be showing you of how to actually do this. So let's just do it. So first things first, what I'm going to do is we're going to grab in a when flag is clicked. And then after that, I'm just going to go to control and I'm just going to grab in a forever loop. Once again, just going to click that. Right. Now after clicking on this forever loop, we get into motion and we go here. So mouse point. So now here we have two blocks called go to and point towards. So point towards will basically I'll tell you what point towards and go to mouse pointer has uh, you know has this has in difference. Point towards means it will basically change the sprite's direction by your mouse. So if I do this, it will change its direction. So now if you look at the and now you just keep an eye on the direction. Now if you just and now when I just hit this, look, corresponding to my cursor, it's moving its direction. So like it's like that. So I'm just gonna keep mine to 90 as that's the default. And we don't want to put point towards, we want to put go to. Go to basically means that you can actually, actually you can just, the cursor, uh, the sprite will follow the cursor. So if you may notice there's a bit of a delay, noticeable delay. So yeah. And one more thing I need to talk to you about is this. HTML file. Convert a Scratch project to HTML. So this packages a Scratch project into a single HTML file that can run in its own web browser. The HTML file can be pretty big because it contains the entire Scratch 22.6 MB and the costume and some files used in the project. So it's basically this. It's pretty good. You can do things like hiding the cursor, like the real cursor which is sticking out, and stuff like that. So this is gonna be good for when we do, and there's also frames per second. We can move it by I don't know 60 or something. So sorry. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna so now we have to start with the movement system. So first things first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make hitboxes all around the screen so that the cursor knows of which costume to move. So we're just gonna make a new costume. I'm just gonna do 0, 0. I'm just gonna call it right hitbox. And then I'm just gonna make it green in color. Gonna book it. Okay, that's good. If um okay, that's getting pale. They're on a green, so this is some kind of like a nice green. So I don't know saturation is all fine. Brightness is okay. Color, I'm just gonna take a green kind of color. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now I'm just gonna make like this. So now I'm doing like this, but it's gonna be like a sprite. It's gonna be another sprite. So I'm just gonna do this, make it below, and I'm just gonna make it a little bit side. This, and boom, this. So I'm just gonna do this. And second thing, what you need to be aware is always keep it to front layer. So yeah, just gonna do that. And now we have like this. You have a really good hitbox system. So now I'm just gonna make it. So now it's only showing right hitbox. Right now, we're just gonna just delete both of these. And now it's really right hitbox. So now I'm just gonna put that there. Right hitbox. And then we do this again. Oh, oops. Just gonna call this default. So this. You don't need to code anything in this. This is just a decoy. Once again, I'm just gonna make that 0, 0 again. So this is gonna be right hitbox 2. This is gonna be default. So don't touch this now. You can just duplicate them. So just right hitbox. Just gonna call it left hit. Okay. Now it's gonna make this and click delete. And now you have two separate hitboxes. So I'm just gonna do 0, 0 again. And now we need to do the lower hitbox. I mean low, not low. Down hitbox. Yeah, down hitbox. Okay, so now you just down hitbox. You just delete two of these, not the down. And now just 0, 0. And now we just click delete, and boom, we have everything. So yeah. So now we can see everything, right? So now I do this and nothing actually happens. This is because we haven't coded anything, so not anything happens. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go in here and we're just gonna say when clicked forever if touching right hitbox if touching right hitbox, switch the costume to right. So basically you need to make like correspondings. So left for the left hitbox, left, and for down hitbox, down. Oh yeah, back. Okay, I'm just gonna call it down, down. Okay. Okay, now let's try that. And now the problem here is, well, there is a problem. This is the problem is here is that it's not getting to its default hitbox. So it's the default hitbox is front. It's not moving to that. So this, because we haven't done this, is because it's sticking to the code and it's just moving when we hover on these. So in one of the codes we have to just say that if else. So I'm just gonna say if touching, let's say down hitbox. Okay, if touching down hitbox, switch costume to down, or else switch costume to front. So right now it will actually stick to this code. And now, as default, we'll have that. But the problem here again is that it's a little bit bad. So to fix this, what we have to do is we have to basically just make same codes, just not in the same script. You have to just keep it in. You have to just keep it like you should like really make it into separate scripts instead of just being one script. So I'm just gonna say left hitbox. Now if you by now next one, just do this. And now here comes the here comes the twist. Where it's gonna add if else, and we're gonna say or else front. Now it should work, and now it's only working for this. And this is also can be easy. Okay, this is getting kind of monotonous, but it will finish. So we'll just click this, font, make it left, left. Let's try that. Again, there is that problem, and we are not moving actually there. So let's see why. Okay, it's working for the down, so maybe we have to just. Okay, it's working now. It's working for the. Okay, I think we'll just. Let's try that. Okay, so basically we have to add in right box we have to add else, and in other ones we have to not add one. So that means that this code will stick to its code, and when else, so this won't stick because already the right hitbox is managing that. So now we have a pretty good hitbox, but we don't need this sticking out when we are actually playing the game. So I was gonna do when clicked, set our ghost effect 200, and I'm just gonna make it I'm just gonna put it everywhere. So now they'll be invisible, but still when the arrow understands that what to do, it just is. So when you get like that, you just get this, and this. Okay, now 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 we have to make real you know we have to make real we have to actually make real locations that we can move around. So as this is an engine, I'll just give you some show you how to do it. So this is just a test, and you can use this for any of the games if you want. So first you make a variable called location. So this variable will store where you are in the game. So say you are now in the lobby, and when you click here, you want it to like move, or I don't know, you want it to uh, um second. Yeah. So this should store your location. of where you are. So when you, if you say you click here and you went to left lobby or the elevator or whatever it is. So then it will show elevator or whatever here, and you do like this, and you show the variable at the top right corner. I mean left corner. Oops. Okay. So to code that, it's pretty easy. We don't need to actually fill with the right or left or down hitbox. We could just use the cursor to do that. But if you even want, you can do this, but it's a little bit hard to code that. So it's gonna do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a location. So it's gonna be just called locations. So as this is just an engine, not a whole game, I'm just gonna download. I'm just gonna download some PNGs, and you guys can make real games out of it. I'm just gonna get a lobby PNG. Okay, let's take this as an example. Uh, okay, as this is just an I already told you this. This is just an example, so that's why I'm just adding these random pictures. Or actually, I would use my real artwork instead of pictures. Uh, yeah, so you guys, if you want to make a whole game out of this, you have to use real PNGs that you like made. Like you can make it in Blender or anything. You had to make it out something on Blender or something like that. You can make it somewhere. You can make it like on, can make it on like second. You can't make you can't just get random pictures or something and you can make a game out of it because that won't look good and you need stuff things which look good, right? So that's why. So was gonna add converted to vector like this. It's gonna okay. Okay, so and now I just hit this. That and boom. Oh, oops. That part is sticking out. Oh no. Okay, yeah. So it's a little bit laggy. Sorry. Okay. So now I'm just gonna call this lobby or something. Lobby. I'm just gonna center. Oh, oops. Sorry. I didn't mean to add that. Center lobby or something. And then maybe that can be left lobby and this can be some, I don't know, right lobby, I guess. Lobby. Okay. So I'm just gonna keep it to the right places. Center, right, left. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Now it's gonna do this. So it's gonna say, I'm gonna make a new sprite. So here you don't need to paint anything. This is just somewhat like a location manager. So I'm gonna call it location 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 manager location manager. So this sprite will basically manage your location and where are you going and where you are and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna say set location to, let's see, location. Let's see. Um, why am I doing that? Central lobby. So we're just gonna set our initial location as central lobby. And one more thing is I forgot to add again. Yeah. Okay. Now. Right. Now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say central lobby. So it's gonna say. Yeah. So it's gonna. Okay. Actually, we don't need this. We can just put it in our backdrop. Actually, we don't need a location manager. I thought we'll have a location manager, but whatever. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna add this. And I'm just gonna say show. Actually, you don't need show. Okay, we don't need that. So we're just gonna do like all the hitboxes are in place and stuff. So now we have to actually make that when we click on them, we can go right or left or whatever. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just say if we're just gonna first things first, what I need to tell you is that if touching right hitbox in that if you do not put it in the else, you put it in the if here inside the if, and you say if touching right hitbox switch costume to right if mouse is now down. So here you don't take the when the sprite is clicked because that won't work, because we're using a custom cursor instead of our original Windows cursor. So I'm just gonna call it. So we just uh, drag in a variable called set location to what. So I'm just gonna say set my location to left lobby or something. And now it's gonna say uh, here. What's it gonna say? Uh, set location to right lobby. Lobby. And after that, I was gonna say if touching down hitbox, if mouse is down. Now here, if you say is okay, one more thing I forgot is that now there's a bug. So now uh we need to fix it. So I'll just tell you the bug. Um, so first we had to say here before we say mouse down, we had to go to operators and take an and then we put in the at the first slot we put in mouse down, and then we put and is equal to operator and location is equal to center lobby center lobby or something. I mean wait, is it central lobby? Yeah, central lobby. So you had to always get your naming perfect, because even if it's center lobby and the Y also won't understand that. That's why you have to keep it in the right name, or else you get something called a syntax error or whatever that is. I actually don't know that. Okay, so it's gonna add this, and then now it's gonna say if mouse down and location is good to center lobby, make a right lobby. And now it's gonna add now in the if touching down hitbox, so it's gonna say if mouse down and so in the back. So this is where you can return to wherever you were. So it's gonna say if right lobby or left lobby, right lobby. It's so it's gonna make a really big code. Which is gonna make like an or. Okay, actually we no, actually we don't need this. I think we will just do this. And then we just set our location to center lobby. And here also we say location center lobby. So why we are adding this and variable is because uh, if you don't add an and variable, the problem is that say you're in left lobby and you go to the right. Like if you go to the right, so say you're in the left lobby and you press to the right hitbox. So then it will go to the right lobby, not to but back to the central lobby. So you press return and then you get back here and then you have to press right. So not instead of not like just going straight forward to the right lobby instead from the left lobby to the right lobby. It's a little bit hard to explain, but actually it's fine. So we're gonna now, as you have this code, now nothing will happen because now it's happening, actually it's happening in the code, but nothing is happening in the visual because we want to understand if anything is working without knowing what is actually happening by the visuals. So what's gonna do, there's nothing actually really hard to do in here. It's just forever if just take it is equal to location center lobby switch costume center to the right, right lobby, and here left lobby. So it's as simple as that. That's it for the code for this one. So now it's gonna double click on it, and now we can go to the right. And now when we click to the left or right, nothing happens. But when we press return, we get back to the main lobby, and then you press right, you get here. Press again return like this, like this. So now I'll show you it in action using HTML5. So let me show you how to use HTML5 properly. So I'm just gonna let 70. So I'm just gonna make the size down. Yeah. So okay. So how to use HTML5 is you can see this link over here, right? So if you're using a Scratch offline editor, you can just get in here and press selecting a file on your computer, choose file. Or else if you're in, if you're in browser Scratch, then you can just go to https this, and you can see this code, right? 686987239, right? You just control C that and just copy this here. And now as you can see, project ID is this. So now what you do is you just text on show while you've username block, nothing. Now frames per second, we can move that to 60, and then you can just do all this, press the green flag properly, automatically, and those all things. And here the cursor style, use the default cursor or hide the cursor. So I'm just gonna click hide the cursor as I don't want to show the actual cursor. So then we just click HTMLify. So actually you should see Vincent. He will actually know how to use these. So let's just click here and yeah, okay. Let's see. Okay. So now this is how it looks. This is now currently running on 60 FPS in Scratch. Scratch actually just allows 30 FPS, but by using HTMLify, we are able to crank it up to 60. So now, as you can see, you can just move it right, back, left, back, right, left. You can go that way. So you can just hide the mouse pointer like this. Like this. So that's it for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.